Hello all, welcome to Talk It Out today. I heard many people complaining about the traffic in Boston a lot when they are using cars for driving, exploring around Boston. The driving is hard and parking is expensive. So I want to introduce to you one of the transportation options we should all use to explore the Boston area, the subway. So I have invited Nathan as a guest for today. Hello Nathan.
Hello there, Sam. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Thank you for joining me today. As I know, you have some experience as a traveler from Maine, navigating Boston by the subway system. Is that right?
That's correct. I've rode the train down to Boston multiple times, and I've been learning how to use the subway system.
That's good. So I think it will be helpful for us to know more about the subway system. So let me start the question. So what do we need to prepare before using the subway system?
Before you get onto the subway, you want to plan out your trip so you can go on to the MBTA, the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority website, and you can look at their itinerary planner, and you can put in the nearest station to you, the station you'll be getting on at, and you put your destination in, and it will tell you which transfers you need to make and what time the train will be running. You may also get the MBTA train tracking app on your phone so that you can check the schedule while you're out in the city.
Awesome. So do you know how much does it cost for a ride?
A one-way ticket on the subway costs $2.40. A one-way ticket on a bus costs $1.70. You can get an unlimited day pass for both the subway and the bus for $12.75, and you can get an unlimited weekly pass for $22.50. So it's much more efficient to get a weekly pass than pay for the train day to day.
That's good. So I think if we are travel on weeklies, we should get the weekly pass. That would be efficiency. So how to get into the subway?
When you're walking around the city and you'd like to find the subway, you have to look for the T logo, and that will be accompanied by the underground entrance. Once you get down the entrance, you'll come to the gate. When you get to the gate, you'll have to buy a ticket, and your ticket will be either a paper ticket or a card if you have one of the longer passes. And you must look at your gate to see whether the gate you are at accepts a paper, a plastic ticket, or some gates accept both. But all subway stations will accept both forms of currency. You just have to be at the right gate.
I see. So how to use the subway after you have the ticket? What do we need to know before deciding which lines we should get on?
When you look to get on a train, first you want to find your destination on the subway map, and then you want to look at the last stop on that line, because the train that you want to get on will be named after the last stop on the line. For example, we're in South Station, and if you were to go from South Station to Downtown Crossing, you would want to take the red line, and if you look at the end of the red line, it will be Alewife. So the train will be the Alewife train.
So the end point of the line is the key. So as long as you know the destination of that line, then you can hop on to the train by on that line.
That is correct.
That's good. So do you know sometimes I saw some of the side they say inbound and outbound. What is the meaning for that?
Every line has an inbound train and an outbound train, and they run in opposite directions. Inbound trains run towards the center of town. They go towards South Station. Outbound trains run towards the farther reaches of Boston.
I see. So the same example you just give, go from South Station where we want to go to Downtown Crossing. We have to take the train to LY, the destination, and that train will be the outbound. Is that correct?
Yes, the train to Alewife will be outbound. because we're moving away from South Station.
Awesome. Yeah, so now I know more about the gen system here. So besides that, so how frequent is the subway? What time will be open and closed?
So during busy hours, most trains run every 5 to 10 minutes. The first train of the day leaves at 5 a.m. and the last train of the day leaves between midnight and 1 a.m. depending on the day of the week and the line in which you are on. So if you're going to be out late, you need to plan ahead accordingly. You may need to take an Uber home.
Yeah, that's good to know. I think that's very important, especially like for the tourists. Sometimes we want to go out for a bar or a club. So if you want to stay late, have to make sure you may have to take Uber home, or you have to leave before midnight or before 1 a.m. So I think like the last question I want to have you is like, do you have any tip for a new traveler coming to Boston? What we should need to do?
There are a few good things to know before going on your first subway ride. You should bring some headphones if you want to listen to your music, or you should bring a good book because you're going to have a little bit of time to kill. There are some handicap seats in the engine train, so please be aware of this. If there are elderly or disabled passengers on the train, you should let them use these seats. You should create an itinerary for your day before getting on the train so that you can always know where you're heading. And finally, don't forget your mask. Masks are required on all public transport, both the train and the bus.
Good to know. Thank you, Nation, for some very good tips. I think that's very important too. I think that's all we have for you today. So thank Nation for sharing your experience and knowledge. We hope this video will be helpful for anyone while exploring Boston by subway. Thank you, Nation, and thank you all for joining with us today. Bye.
Bye-bye.